and welcome to today's video. I'm going to be getting ready using products that I shopped my stash for, and it's all favorite products, but it's not my favorite. These are actually the favorites of Allie Dawson, my friend. I'm excited. She and I kind of teamed up together, and we're gonna be doing a full face of each other's favorites, which is really nice because Allie has oily skin, I have oily skin, we both live in humid places, so a lot of things we really have the same favorites on. We're gonna talk about that. Some of these things are not my favorite, but I wanna give them a second chance. So we're gonna have a good time. We are gonna get ready together. Let's jump into it. Okay, so starting off, I'll kind of tell you the rules for this collab. Allie and I really wanted to use each other's favorites because if you've been here for a little while, you know it was not that long ago that Allie and I traded faces of makeup that we hate from each other. That was so fun. I will link Allie's channel down below. Check her out. You will love her, I'm sure. And I'll link that like worst of video that we did together because it was a lot of fun. But we wanted to do like favorites too, and we wanted to do it shop my stash style. So I gave Allie like a list of products that were my favorite. I was like primers, and I just gave her 3 options. Foundations, I gave her 3 options. She did the same for me. And then if there were categories where we didn't have a product, like if she didn't have, you know, a powder that I gave her, I just was like, okay, I really love these powders too. I gave more options because I love makeup, and when it comes to favorites, I have options. So we really wanted to do this in a way where we weren't buying new products. We were truly just shopping our stash. And then if there were categories where it was like, okay, we got nothing of the same, I'm like, that's fine, just pick what you want, you know? So we wanted to do this, encourage you to shop your stash too, maybe swap off with somebody, let them pick your makeup. It's gonna be a good time. Now, I do already have my face primer on, so I'm looking hydrated and glowy. Allie and I both love the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. It is so beautiful. It grips the makeup. When she sent me her list and I saw this, I was like, yes, perfect. It makes my skin look hydrated and glowy, but my oils don't come through this. They don't break the makeup apart, and it grips the makeup. I love this primer. I've actually emptied one of these and like using another one because I love it so much. I've been using this since they launched it. I love it. And then I also have on a lip oil. We're going to be doing a liquid lipstick later. So I was looking at Allie's list and I saw that she loves the Blend Bunny lip oils just as much as I do. So I thought, let me go ahead and put this on. That way when it's time for the liquid lips, my lips will be nice and juicy and hydrated. So we've got those products on. I am going to be using Allie's one of her favorite foundations, the Revlon ColorStay Longwear Makeup for combination to oily skin. I am new to this foundation. I've worn it a few times and I've really been enjoying it. So we're going to use it today. I am actually going to be mixing mine with a foundation mixer. I have to do that a lot just to get the right undertone. I'm a warm olive undertone, so I'm going to put in a little bit of my olive mixer, mix this up, and we are going to use this Revlon foundation. Okay, so I'm pressing in this foundation, and I actually bought this foundation because of how much Allie loves it. Like, she loves this Revlon ColorStay foundation, and I had been testing and trying their newer foundation, their illuminating foundation, and even on my oily skin, with the right primers and powders, I really liked that illuminating foundation, but it was definitely glowy. So hearing Allie talk about how much she loved this more mattifying foundation from Revlon that is specifically for oily skin, I'm like, okay, I have to buy that. So I was not surprised when she sent me her list and this foundation was on there, and I'm like, this is perfect. I'm testing this anyways. I don't have my full thoughts on it yet, so I'm excited to be using it again. Okay, so the concealers that Allie gave me, I didn't have any of them except the KVD Good Apple Concealer. I actually really like that concealer. I used an entire thing of it up, but I didn't repurchase because I really like it, but I just felt like I had other concealers that I really like in my collection too. So I haven't repurchased it yet, although I do really like that concealer. So I asked her to give me some more options, and she loves the ColourPop Pretty Fresh concealer. I have several shades of this concealer, and I don't like this concealer, but when she told me she liked this one, it was her like alternative on her list. I'm like, let me give it another shot. Let me give it another shot. This will be the perfect time. I told her, I was like, that's perfect. I'm gonna pick this one because like I'll give it another test. I'll give it another test. Allie loves it, so I want to see if I can love it too. So I've got several shades here. I bought a couple of shades, and then ColourPop gave me a couple of shades. So I'm gonna be kind of mixing probably, because I've never found an undertone in this concealer that I like, and I have actually gone in store to pick this concealer out because I felt like I just could not get the undertone right. And going in store, I went to Ulta, I swatched a bunch of the shades, I went outside like to Natural Light, I went to, like everything, and I don't know, there's something about the undertones in ColourPop concealers and foundations that always just look off on me. And I think because of that, it's also hard for me to get a grasp on if I like the formula or not. Foundations, I feel like it's a little bit easier to mix with a little bit of color corrector and to get my right shade. But with concealer, I have a little bit of a harder time. And then for me, I feel like this concealer is a little too hydrating. It doesn't last the best on me. Now, I do have oily skin, but I'm also 35, so I don't want a concealer that's super drying, but I also can't really take anything that's too moisturizing or too hydrating. And that's just what I feel like happens with this concealer. So this shade that I put on right here is actually, which one did I grab? This is 105N. So this is a neutral undertone, and I just feel like I have concealers that I like better than this one. So for as many favorites as Allie and I have in common, I definitely think we have different concealer preferences. You're gonna have to go watch her video because I know that she is going to be using a concealer that I love and that she does not love. So we definitely have some different preferences when it comes to concealers, but today we are going to make it work. I'm going to hopefully not have any weird creasing or oiliness right in this area. Okay, so I've got my concealer blended in. I went in with just a touch of a lighter shade right in here to try to kind of brighten up this area. I feel like I don't have like, it's not looking how I like it to look right in here, but we're gonna set it with powder, and I'm gonna use the One Size Ultimate Setting Powder. I know Allie loves this powder, and I really like it too. I've actually been using it more recently, so I am going to set my under eye and all with this, and then I always use like a finishing powder to kind of like, after I've set with the like loose setting powder, after I've set my under and eye and everything, I usually go in and just kind of like buff in with a powder that's closer to my skin tone rather than like a brightening or translucent powder. And Allie did not give me like a finishing powder suggestion. I think she just uses this kind of all over. So I am going to put this all over, but I'm also going to then go in and just buff in a little bit of my Nye powder. But look at how nice that one size looks. It's so nice. If you have oily skin, you should really look at One Size, honestly. One Size makes some great products. Secure the Sweat Primer, I love that one. This powder's really nice. The concealer is really nice. Like, just One Size is helping those of us with oily skin lock in the makeup, but just look at what a difference a powder makes. I don't have the light bouncing off my skin over here, so it just looks so smooth and pretty. So I'm going to set the rest of my face with this, buff in my finishing powder. I'm going to fill in my brows. We did not swap brow favorites, and then I'll be back. Okay, face is set with powder, brows are on. I feel like my skin is looking so nice. I am thrilled because one of the palettes Allie recommended is the Dirty Martini palette from Glamlight. She and I both love Glamlight's formula, and this is also one of my favorite palettes. I know Allie and I both love eyeshadow palettes. When I sent her a list, I literally was just like typed out a few palettes, and I was like, I love all these palettes, but of course, if you need other options, let me know, because I have lots of eyeshadow palette favorites depending on what type of look I want to go for that day. I love shadows. So Allie gave me a bunch of options, and I want to go with Dirty Martini. I love this palette. I love this palette. I love Glamlight. I just think they make such amazing shadows. I'm still waiting on my Scooby-Doo order, just so y'all know. I didn't forget about it. But when I ordered the collection, it said that it wasn't going to ship till like the end of June. So I know that I'm going to be waiting on that for a little while, as long as they let me know up front. It's cool. But just so y'all know, like, I haven't forgotten. When it gets here, I definitely want to use it. I cannot wait for Scooby-Doo. But I'm going to put on a little eye primer. I'm going to put on my Sigma Ignite eyeshadow base, and we're just going to play with this palette. This is an older palette. This is a couple of years old from Glamlight, I believe. So we're just going to have fun. We're going to create a green look. Okay, starting off, I'm going to grab my dual-ended Sigma brush, and we're going to go into, let's go into Chilled, and then let's grab Extra Dirty. We'll do kind of like neutrally greens. Okay, so I'm going to make sure I don't have any creases in my eye primer, and I'm going to start with this really pretty shimmer. I'm actually going to put this like all on the lid on this inner part of my eye, and then I'm even going to bring it up like above the crease or the socket. If you're like me, deep set eyes have multiple creases, but I'm just going to buff like that. That's such a pretty shade with so much sparkle. I love. I'm just getting the sparkle on right now, and then what I will do, oh, that's so pretty. I'm gonna bring it in even a little bit further on the lid like this. Then I'm just gonna flip to my fluffier brush and kind of buff this back and forth to get a nice little blend right in here. Okay, then I'm taking a brush from my favorites set, And I'm going in with that matte shadow. This is a brown, but it has a really pretty olive undertone to it. So it definitely leans green. And I'm just going to put this right out here and pull it under the lower lash line too. I'm just going to take my time blending this shadow, but I definitely want it to go from like this beautiful shimmery shade to this deeper matte in the outer corner. Okay, I am loving just how these two colors look together. I think they look so good. I'm so happy I'm getting to play with this palette again. I want to just add a little bit of something like right here, kind of in the center on the lid. So I'm gonna go into Olive Lover, and I'm picking this up on another one of my favorite brushes. Now, I thought this was such a fun thing to do for Allie and I to do together. And I know we both just really enjoyed like shopping our stash because it's just fun. Like it's fun to go through and like kind of get some suggestions from her. So if you want to do this, I definitely recommend it with a friend that you've made online. Maybe like go through, and if there's like a particular thing you want to use, like a particular palette, maybe hop over here to YouTube, see if there are any tutorials with that palette, maybe some looks or color combos you haven't thought of before. Just something to kind of like maybe re-inspire you to play. Okay, I'm really loving the way that eye look is coming together, which is no surprise because I love this palette. But I want to add something to the inner corner. I know there aren't a lot of light shades in this palette. I mean, there's enough for me, or if you have deeper skin, but if you want something really bright and poppy, or maybe you're a little lighter, just use your face highlight. That would be really beautiful too. I could do that today, but I want to add in a little something from this palette. So I'm going to go in with just a splash. So I'm going to take another one of my brushes, and we're just going to pop this right here on the inner corner. That's so pretty. Now I'm just going to throw on some eyeliner. I think I'm gonna wear maybe a half lash. I just want to throw on a little bit of a lash, but maybe not a bold dramatic lash, just a little half lash. Allie and I did not give each other like eyeliner recommendations. There we go. That's looking so pretty on the eyes. So I'm going to put just a little deep green in the lower waterline. I'm currently testing this that I bought from Dior in dark green. I'm gonna do maybe a little liquid liner on my top lashes. I'll probably do my Glam White Scooby-Doo, and I will be back because we still need to do bronzer, blush, highlight, lips. There's still a lot to do. Okay, I put on some half lashes, some liner, and I'm really into my look. I did spray my face. Allie recommended a couple of setting sprays that I love. So I decided to use the One Size Until Dawn Mattifying Waterproof Setting Spray. Now this is not a setting spray for the faint of heart. It's like a hairspray for your face type of setting spray. But when you want your makeup to be locked in, this setting spray is good. Like I said, One Size is here for the oily skin people out there, you know, I really like. So I sprayed my face because I am filming this kind of early in the day. I actually have a lot of things to do today. I'm going to be outside. I'm going to be doing some running around. So my makeup is going to last. It's going to last. Now, I want to go ahead and put on my lip liner and my liquid lipstick. So Allie and I both talked about to each other, like our list was the same when it came to some of the lip products. We both love Lunar Beauty liquid lipsticks. Love. Now, she did give me a couple of shade recommendations that are like her favorite, so I'm gonna go with Perfection. We both love the lip liners, so I'm going to line my lips with Snack, and then we'll put on the lipstick. So I'm gonna wipe off this lip oil, and then we will put on our lip color. All right, so let's just line with our Lunar 80 lip liner. All right, lips are filled. Not only do I love the packaging and the shades of a lot of these from Lunar Beauty, but the formula is so nice on Lunar Beauty lip products. We have this like sweet bakery type scent. The mattes are never drying on me, and they just feel like thin and nice. It doesn't feel thick or goofy, just really beautiful. If you've been at my channel for a while, you know, like, I buy Lunar Beauty liquid lipsticks in all the shades. Like, after the first time I bought some, tried them, I was back on the site, like, give me all the colors. Give me all the colors. They make a really beautiful orangey shade, a really beautiful red. I know Allie really likes the red shade as well. Alright, I'm just gonna put this on, and then I think I'm gonna put on a little more like lip liner and kind of like mesh them in together, so I kind of have this like darker lip line fading to the light. Okay, now I'm going to be using the Outer Dimension face palette from Lunar Beauty. This is another one like the Glimlight Dirty Martini. When I was looking at like Allie's favorites, I was really excited to pull this one out because it's been a while since I used this face palette. I like all of the shades in here. We have like some setting powders or under eye brighteners or whatever you want to call these. We have like a white powder, a deeper powder, and then we have these like bronzing powders. Now, I normally reach for like my smaller palettes or my singles or my duos when it comes to bronzer. So this had kind of gotten put on the back burner for me, even though I really like this product. So I enjoyed like shopping my stash for this and pulling it out. These are all neutral in tone. They're not warm, they're not cool. So I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, Tan Sky. I really like this. I just don't reach for it that often because it's kind of big, and if I'm not using like all the shades, it can just kind of get pushed to the back. So, Allie, thank you for inspiring me to pull this out and use it again. Okay, so I'm just gonna use my BK Beauty brush. I'm gonna bronze up. Isn't that a pretty bronzer? I'm just gonna take my time and blend. And something that is quite nice about having several like shades of bronzer is that you can kind of like layer them to give your face even more dimension, which, you know, makes sense for the name of this palette. It's the Outer Dimension, like you're adding dimension to your face. So I'm just going to buff this on. I may dip some into the deeper shade, into the lighter shade. Just kind of like mixing, but that main color, Tan Sky, is the one that I'm going to be going in with the most. Blush time! Allie and I both love the Blend Bunny Juicy Cheeks blush palette. I love the Blend Bunny blushes. Matte blushes. I am not sure what I want to do with this look, actually. Let's do a little bit of this shade right here. I'm going to pick this up on my BK Beauty brush. This is a 112. And I'm just going to put on a little bit of blush. I'm just loving the way the eye look came together. I really like these shades together. I haven't used that palette in quite a while, so I'm so happy. I'm gonna keep saying like I'm so happy we're using that again because I really like that one. That full collection Glimlight did, But this Blend Bunny blush palette is so pretty. A little bit goes a long way. You can mix and match. They're just so pretty together. So once I have that on, let's do a little lip gloss before we go into highlight. I'm actually kind of feeling the matte cheeks today. I'm kind of feeling the matte cheeks, but I have a highlight to use. Let me think on that, and let's put on a lip gloss. We both love the Lunar Beauty lip glosses. Everybody I know that's tried the Lunar Beauty lip glosses love them. They're like this thin, watery consistency that still stays put on the lips without feeling thick and goopy. I'm gonna use the shade Divine. Oh, this is so good. Lunar Beauty makes such amazing lip glosses. I'm pretty sure I put all Lunar Beauty lip products on Allie's list too that I gave her. It's basically like any lip products from Lunar Beauty I love. I am loving the way the eyes and the lips and the blush, like it's all looking together. But for highlighter, Allie had Super Shocks from ColourPop on her list. If you know me, you know I love a Super Shock highlighter so much. And she specifically said she loves the shade Flexitarian. You look at mine. Do you think I love it too? You think I've used this one a time or two? I do. I love this one. My favorite brush to use for the Super Shock shadows is my Sigma F03 brush. I mean, there's lots of brushes that work, but that's my favorite. I actually think I'm going to skip highlight on the cheekbones, but I do want to put highlight on my nose. I love a nose highlight. And this is beautiful on the cheeks too, but just today, like I'm kind of just loving the way I'm looking without highlight on the cheeks. So I'm just going to put that lightly down my nose. All right, y'all, here is the finished look. I am loving it. The only product that I was like, I don't like that is the concealer. But honestly, this finished result looks good. Like the One Size powder, it locked that concealer in. So I am really happy with my result. It worked out really good because Allie and I have so many of the same favorites. I cannot wait to watch her video. Definitely check her out, and thank you so much, Allie, for collabing with me. This was super duper fun. I hope that you will be inspired maybe to shop your stash, pull out some things for your collection, have fun with makeup, or maybe you're just hanging out. You don't want to play with makeup. That is totally cool. I hope that you enjoyed watching my video. I hope you had a good time. I definitely had a good time, but I'm hungry. So I have lots to do today. The first thing on my to-do list though is to eat. So I hope you're having an amazing day. Definitely check out Allie, and I will see you very soon in another video. Bye.